Brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, I am talking about the box office of the final weekend in the month of May, which was May 30th to June 1st, 2025 domestically. We're also going to look at the worldwide numbers, both domestic and worldwide so far this year, and also look at the movies. Three movies is for sure coming out this upcoming weekend. So my name is Max Dinnenberg. Welcome back to Max Talks Box Office on Max Talks Movies. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. Just past 300 subscribers. Let's get to 400 subscribers as quickly as possible by hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, out-of-theater reactions, box office breakdown shows, TV show reviews, and every Monday, this box office breakdown show. So if you like this video and many more things like it, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What did you see this past week in theaters? What are your plans for this upcoming weekend in theaters? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And guys, also please hit that thumbs up button. One of the big ways to help support YouTube creators is hitting that thumbs up button helps YouTube recommend my video to more and more viewers. So without further ado, let's get this past weekend's box office, which I said was May 30th to June 1st, 2025. And Lilo and Stitch remain in first place for the second consecutive weekend. It only dropped 58%, which is a $61.8 million gross, up to 278.9 on overall so far domestically in just basically a week and a half. Amazing numbers for Lilo and Stitch. The budget is a mere $100 million. So it's already basically breaking even just off its domestic numbers. But again, this movie is just passing now 600 million worldwide in just 2 weekends. This movie is on track to become the first billion-dollar US-based movie of the entire American movie of the entire year. China's had their Ne Zha 2 for a while, but Lilo and Stitch should be a billion-dollar movie, and Disney could have a lot this year with Zootopia 2 and Avatar 3 hitting theaters towards the end of the calendar year. So could be another massive year for Disney. They've had a lot of flops, especially with Marvel so far this year. But right now, Lilo and Stitch is a massive, massive hit. It is at number 1. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning is at number 2 as well in its second weekend. It also dropped only 57%, 27.2 million domestic, 122.5 domestic, 27.2 this past weekend and 122.5 domestic so far this in its 2 weekends. The Final Reckoning is a good comeback to form for this Mission Impossible franchise after the collateral damage that Barbenheimer did to Dead Reckoning back a couple years ago. Now, this movie was going to be basically nearly impossible to get to $1 billion. Get to break even at the box office because the movie cost a whopping $400 million just before advertising. So it basically needs to be around $1 billion just to break even. This franchise has been around the 700, 800 range for its entire run. So it would be really impossible for this film to break even theatrically. But even with that, this movie is doing better than people were expecting. And it's finally put Tom Cruise and this franchise back in the good graces. Karate Kid Legends is the only movie that opened one of 2 movies that opened this weekend that are in our top 5. It opened to $21 million domestically this past weekend. It's the first film in 15 years for the franchise, but this is still not a great opening. The budget for the movie is listed to be $45 million, so it would need to be like the 110, 115 number worldwide to break even. We'll see if Karate Kid Legends can do that. But this is not as big of a deal as opening. It was going really trying to snatch some competition away from Lilo and Stitch, maybe even Mission Impossible with some action. But while the critic scores were very mixed, this movie does have very strong audience scores, both on Rotten Tomatoes and on CinemaScore. So we'll see. Again, Karate Kid Legends is a Sony movie, so it does not obviously have a streaming service. So Karate Kid down the line will be on Netflix alongside Cobra Kai. It seems like fans of Cobra Kai really are against this movie. So we'll see if this movie has any legs. Can't imagine there's much, especially with a lot of family movies hitting theaters in the month of June. Final Destination Bloodlines from Warner Brothers is also a big, big hit. In its third weekend, it dropped 44%, another 10.9 million for Bloodlines. It's up to 111.8 million. It's crossed 200 million worldwide, making this the highest grossing Final Destination film of all time. First film in the franchise to cross $200 million. Another franchise that has been away in the theatrical market for now 14 years. The Final Destination has been a massive, massive hit for Warner Brothers. Minecraft, Sinners, and Bloodlines have all been huge hits for Warner Brothers so far this year. So I'm sure we haven't heard any updates on another entry into this franchise, but I'm sure we will hear one soon. The other film that came out this past weekend was A24's horror film Bring Her Back. It opened to $7 million domestically. The budget reportedly is only at $4.5 million. Now, this is the same directing team from A24 that did Talk to Me a couple years ago. That movie did open slightly bigger, $10.7 million. The word of mouth, though, is really strong. For a horror film, it has amazing critic and audience scores. A B+ cinema score is unbelievable for a horror film. But I think this will do really good down the line once it gets to digital, and A24 has a deal with Max, so it'll hit HBO Max at some point in the near future. So far domestically this year, Minecraft is still number one, $422.9 million. Lilo and Stitch is on its tails, $278.9 million domestically. Sinners is at 3 of 267 domestic. Brave New World, Captain America is at number 4 with $200 million domestic. So far, 4 movies into the $200 million club. Thunderbolts is at 5 of 181 domestic. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is at 6, 122. Final Destination: Bloodlines is at 7 with 111. Dogman at 8 with 97 million. Disney Snow White is at 9 at 87 million, and The Accountant 2 is at number 10 with 64 million. Looking at those worldwide numbers, that's when we combine the international box office and the domestic together. China, as it has a $1.977 billion movie, it's at number 1. Minecraft is at 2, 948, which is, again, spectacular. Won't hit $1 billion, but still, Warner Brothers did not pay a lot for that movie as well. Lilo and Stitch is already the 3rd biggest movie of the year with 609 million worldwide. It is very much on track to join the $1 billion club. A Chinese film is at 4. Captain America: Brave New World is at 5 with 413 worldwide. Thunderbolts is at 6 with 369 million worldwide. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is at 7 with 353 million. Sinners is at 8, which is hitting digital, by the way, this Tuesday. Is at 349 million. Final Destination: Bloodlines is at 9, 230 million. Unbelievable numbers for a horror film. And Disney Snow White is at 10 of $205 million. So this upcoming weekend, 3 movies are hitting theaters this weekend. The biggest one is Lionsgate's Ballerina. This is the first spinoff movie in the John Wick cinematic universe. John Wick has became one of the hottest action franchises of the last 11 years, including with a huge hit in John Wick Chapter 4. But Lionsgate is trying to make this a big cinematic universe. They swung and missed on the small screen with the Continental show on Peacock, completely bombed. Really, no one's talking about it. And they've already announced so many spin-off movies in John Wick. But the question is, can Ballerina do well? It has been very much in the controversial space. The reports of Chad Stahelski, the original director of the 4 films, coming to reshoot many of the action scenes months later. The idea that they added a lot more Keanu Reeves scenes in the movie to help promote it. And then this new embargo thing where they gave the critics who saw the movie very early an embargo if they wanted to talk positive, and then embargo when they want to talk if the movie was not for them. Very controversial movie. The question is, can Ballerina begin, make sure for Lionsgate that this is a franchise worth doing all these spin-off movies. The Phoenician Scheme from Wes Anderson hit limited release this past weekend in 6 or 7 theaters, did really well in Los Angeles and New York. It is hitting its wide release this weekend, and the new movie hitting limited release this upcoming weekend is Mike Flanagan's Life of Chuck, which is hoping to be an awards contender here in 2025. Another also small movie is Dangerous Animals, a shark horror film starring Jai Courtney that is also hitting theaters as well this weekend to kick off the June box office run. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the box office? What did you see? What are you going to see? Let me know down in the comment section. Subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys soon.